Good morning. Give me the crickets. That's horrible. Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm just giving it a little time, reading these comments. What's going on? Big dog. I like that. My homeboy always said that, big dog. Everybody, how your morning going so far? All right. Good people. It's almost at that mark. They say wait is the proper YouTube etiquette to wait the 2 minute mark. I hear that. It damn sure is cold. Hey, listen, I live in Florida and I never have to turn on my heat. But last night, I turned that bitch on. I turned it on. All me and the kids, my daughter came in the room like, Dad, can you please adjust the thermostat? Turn on the heat. And I said, girl, go turn on the heat. She like, no, we can't touch your thermostat. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's saying true. Dads go ham when you touch that thermostat. That little girl was in there freezing and she wouldn't touch that thermostat without my permission. That's crazy, y'all. That's nuts. 49. Ooh, that's Ocala area there. Yeah, shit. 20 degrees at night. Damn. $12 p.m. Oh my God. I hear that, Lou. Cat, you can't come in here. The cat beating at the door. It want to come in here. Shit. Oh, you in Wisconsin. Y'all, everything frozen on y'all, boy. The hair, the snot, the spit, the piss, everything. Ooh. Minnesota, Wisconsin. I don't know what y'all do with them cows when it get cold, man. Do y'all bring them in or what the fuck? I don't know. Canada? Man, I heard on the news, and I'm finna get into the prayer in a second. I heard on the news that this dude was trafficking like Indian people in Canada, and the family died in the snow. It was so cold, waiting on this clown to come pick him up. And then the police got him. Yeah, -27. They got that. They caught that clown for trafficking the whole family, man. It ain't warm in Chicago. Chicago got the gangsters in Chicago cold, but still busting heads. Oh man. Damn, boy, thank God for the South. Y'all gonna learn to appreciate a Southern brother, Southern woman. We Southerners, boy. Y'all come on down here and enjoy this sun with us. Drink some warm tea. Boy, this thing gets serious here. That cold, boy. I can throw me in the desert. Don't fuck with me in no ice. Thank you, sir. I hear that. All right, well, good people. We finna jump on in and we finna get into this ancestor prayer this morning. Now, again, the ancestor prayers, they're going to be coming to an end, but not the ancestor not the ancestor worship, and you'll understand as I explain it a little bit better. So we've prayed for just about every aspect of an ancestor so far. When I say every aspect of an ancestor, because I like to follow the emotional spectrum. Because when we're talking about ourselves, what's most often overlooked as a human being, as a male, as a woman, don't matter. What's most overlooked is our emotions. People expect our emotions to mirror their emotion, or our likes, dislikes, concerns to mirror their dislikes, concerns, etc. But once we fall short of other people's expectation, and then we fall short of our own expectations, and now we're in turmoil. And that's what those prayers prior to this segment of what I'm trying to do and what we are going to do, that's what that was about. Letting us know that our ancestors have shortcomings. They're no different from us, and that we shouldn't put them on a high pedestal, but we should employ them for the nature that they served, for the abilities that they had, the understanding and the logic that they presented during their time, which can translate and help us through our time. And I hope that didn't go over nobody's head. And if you need me to say it again, I will. Oh, that's a great thing. If everybody just start back from the first video and just focus, you guys will understand. I created a whole ancestor based on the emotional spectrum of loss, of deceit, of anger, of rage. I went the whole gambit. But now I'm going to focus on a more positive side of the ancestor, and this time it won't be on an emotion. This segment is going to be on the actions of our ancestors. Now, this can get a little gritty. It can get a little heartwarming. It can get a little anger. But again, at the end of all of these prayers, meditations, whatever you want to call them, we're going to have a complete ancestor. The image of a complete ancestor will pop in your mind, whether you met this person or not. This person will be as vivid as a cup of tea. This person will be as vivid as your mate beside you or your friend. And once you can see that entity beside you, and that entity have a connection to you like they haven't had with anyone in their lineage for over a billion, trillion, million years, dust into when the universe was a speck of dust in the cosmos, if you can believe in that sort of thing. Once you have that whole entity next to you, now we can get shit done. Now we can wreck this bitch if we wanted to. Now we can control the situation if we wanted to. Now we can make our lives better if we wanted to. Because that complete ancestor will embody every single thing that we have went through, that they have went through, that we're going to go through. Y'all got to understand, this is a real deal. And ain't nobody going to teach you this ancestor stuff like this. And this is what we need. More than often, we're sitting up here praying to a God, and then we don't know half of the shit about him or her or it or them. We only know what they teach us in the book. We only know what a doctor can teach us, a theologian can teach us, a priest, a minister. So let's bypass all that shit and let's focus on what we know. Let's focus on an ancestor to which you can get a little information from Nana, Pop, Pep, or whatever you want to call it. When you could get a little more information from a long lost cousin, long lost friend, and you could create a whole entire image of that person that you know did the same exact thing that was beyond perfect. They was troubled, they was fucked up, they was drunkards, they was whores, they was cheaters, they was killers, they was everything. Everything that we could possibly be moving forward. Everything our offspring could possibly be moving forward. I'd rather have that right there than some that say, hey, wish it, hope it, pray it, and maybe. If you do everything just right, you don't veer off the road to go take a piss on your way to your destination when you got 5 minutes to get there. So y'all truly understand what I'm saying here now. That's right. Their experience will pave an easier and better path for us. Thank you, Isis Moon. That's what I'm talking about. Miss Matthews, what it is. I love y'all. I love it. Pop, pop. Pep, pep. Nana. My sweet Nana. I think if I called my grandma Nana, she'd punch me in the head. Like, because Nana was a woman up the street. Back when I was growing up, grandma, Grammy, and all them shit, those wasn't titles. Those was actually a bitch name. And my grandma would say, go up there to Nana house and tell Nana to send me one of them cold sodas on down here. I'll pay her later. That type of shit. So, Nana, Nap, Grimmy. Cat, you can't come in here. Cat literally jump on the door. So, everybody, so let's get into where I want to discuss about this particular ancestor. And this is going to be an ancestor, although the person that may come to your mind right now is going to be you. And I kid you not, this is how it works. Sorry in advance if you start seeing some shit about yourself. But this is how it works. All this ancestor will culminate all the way down into you as the source, the mechanism, the battery, the driving force, and then you can make the decision what you need. Don't talk about my cat, Empress J Boss. Lacey the cat. So today we're going to talk about that ancestor that always wanted to make things right. Listen to me good. Their sole goal in life was to clean up your shit. Ooh. Did I say something? Are y'all paying me some attention here? We're going to talk about that ancestor whose sole goal was to clean your shit up. Every mistake you ever made, every regret you ever had, every regret somebody in the family in past eons back ever had, that ancestor was there during that time period when they existed to make sure that shit did not go wrong and that shit, all the plans fell through, whether they had to do it by hook or crook. Y'all hear me? How many people are following me now? I could change the analogy just to make sure you get it, because I really want you guys to get it now. Y'all know how I be. I be in my closet in my feelings when I don't think y'all getting it, because I did something wrong. So, T Blunt, thank you. Smash that like button, y'all. So, again, this morning's prayer is going to be about that ancestor who did everything in their waking power during their lifetime to make sure everything went right in the family. They could be in a whole nother motherfucking state and they see something going wrong, they'll drop everything just to come and fix it. Hell, sometimes they fix shit without you even knowing they was in there fixing it, and you never even knew that person had a hand in it because they never bragged. They never said anything. They just was in the back scenes working. Let me throw it out in the modern day. We talk about an ancestor, but let's talk about a current person. You, yourself. The currentness, right? You have love for somebody in your family. You have love for somebody in your community. You have love for those around you, or you have love for those who love you. Companions. and you see this person going down the wrong path, and you know that what this person is going to get into is going to fuck up their world, fuck up their life, do something horrible to them, to their future. So you feel the need to intervene. And your idea of intervening could be a conversation. We finna get deep now. We finna get deep. It could be a conversation. Or it can be action. It could be monetary. Or yet it could just be all out motherfucking war. Let me say that a little different, because I want you to understand the type of person we're praying for. This person should be glorified in every sense of the word. And having this energy on them, this person made some fucked up decisions at times, but it was for the greater good. You got me? They felt. So let me give you a couple scenarios. We done seen it in all the movies. Hell, you've done it yourself. I told you this shit is going to point the finger back at you. Because at the end of the day, this ancestor is you. So, for the parents out there, your daughter bring home old sleaze bag ass joker. You know that person sleaze bag mama. You done dealt with that type. That could be your thing, and and you trying to shed a different path. Fathers, you know that was your ass back in the day. But you sit up there and you tell your child, your daughter, hey, get off him. Get off, don't, that boy ain't right, that kid ain't shit. Kid ain't gonna be shit. I can see it in his eyes and the way he's, oh, he can change. I love him. So when that kid turn their back, you go out there and you threaten the fuck out that kid. Listen, bitch, hey, I done did it. Hey, that's my baby girl. Nigga. Understand something. I will beat your ass, kid and all. Then I go to your parents' house and beat their ass. I say anybody else, I say I get on their ass. So if you don't want me to show my pure ass on your whole entire family, and you don't mean my kid no good intentions, get the fuck out of here. If I see you again, I'm gonna swing on you. I'm gonna beat your ass. Trust me, she will not be contacting you. That's the type of shit that we do. And notice I turned it on myself because I'm blaming myself because I done that shit several times. Even with my son Matthew. I done that shit. Get the fuck out of here. You don't mean this kid no good. Fuck off. My oldest boys done that. And that's just a small portion. Now imagine the people who were savages in your family. Remember we prayed about that gangbanger, that hardcore nigga, that no good motherfucking chick that will put that razor on your ass and not give a fuck? You call them and they step in and they do the job even at their own detriment. Come on now. Y'all been paying attention to these things? They come into one, y'all. So imagine that energy put towards doing shit you didn't even know they were doing at their own detriment. They go up there and they clean up your shit, or they get rid of the potential threats to you and your livelihood and your generation. Sometimes they'll brag about it. Sometimes you'll never know what they done did. Y'all understand it? Look at that Queen Beijing. You understand where I'm coming from. If y'all understand that one scenario I picked, how you got to make sure you protect your kids from idiotic ass decisions they make. You became that ancestor. That's something in you. That's what you were doing. Your kid didn't understand. Let's say you were doing it for your parent. They ain't understand. Let's say you were doing it for a nephew. Let's take this bitch and say you were doing it for your nephew, niece from a whole nother state, and you knew you had the gold, the guilt, whatever it take to correct that situation. They'll never understand. If you help them, you will never get the credit, but you understood the energy inside, and you could see you had the foresight and the good mind enough to see that this situation would cause that person hell, so you decided to intervene. There was ancestors in our past that did that shit, and we wouldn't be here. We didn't have to ask them for nothing. We didn't have to give them nothing. It was just in their heart because they had a mission and they understood the bigger picture, whether they knew it or not. And they understood what they had to do. Now that's the ancestor we praying for, people. It's handled. You know it. It's handled. I like that, Olivia Pope. It's handled. That's how I like that. So I had an uncle. I had an uncle, Uncle Joe. He passed away of liver cancer. He loved to drink. Well, it was two of them, Uncle Joe and Uncle Freddie. Both of them liked to drink. Passed away of liver cancer. You know, back they was old Vietnam vets and shit. You know, so they came back with mental issues. And back in 40 years ago, 40, 30 years ago, we didn't understand what that was. It was, oh, they just a drunkard and they talking to themselves on the street. Nobody understood what the fuck it was. But I remember him coming up to me, and they called me little, whatever. And he came up to me and say, "Hey, I want you to sit here in this chair." I had got into it with like a group of guys in the downtown area back when it was Rosie O'Grady's little hub and shit. Back when it was a little hub, everybody used to go there after school. The gangsters used to go on the roof and screw women and sell dope, and we used to play video games at the arcade and all that shit. The ragtag arcade, remember that shit? So I had mixed it up with a couple, you know, older cats, but they was gangbangers, you know. I wasn't in the gang yet. I was still green, still playing Donkey Kong and shit. So I come home with a little busted lip and shit, little star right here. Uncle Buddy, Fred, all them, Joe, they like, "What's going on with you, boy?" I say, "I got jumped." And they say, "By who?" I say, "Them boys down there." Uncle Joe, he ain't give a shit. He said, "What they wearing?" So my naive ass, I described what they were wearing down to a T, because I really did like the fly shoes they was wearing, and that's how they jumped me. Because I say, "Man, them some fly shoes," and they say, "Stop jocking me like a bitch." So you know, can't let them say that in front of my homeboy. So I pushed her, got in some shit I couldn't get out of, and boop boop boop. 5, 6 minutes later, I'm walking up the goddamn road home. So I described them, told them the type of shoes they want that the dude had on. They say, "All right." They went to the corner store. They bought me root beer soda and a bag of pork skins and a little bottle of hot sauce to dump in them. You know, that was the shit back in the day. Hot sauce on pork skin. So they go down there. So all on, they just sat up there and they put on their shoes, because Uncle Freddie always wore sandals, flip flops. This is the first time I see the man lace up some tennis shoes. And they go down there to Rosie O'Grady, and they sit up there, and they gone for like an hour and a half. I'm sitting up there on the porch, you know, eating my pork skins, watching everybody go past at my dad's house. And next thing you know, they come back around the corner laughing and smiling. And they was like, "Hey, Tyke." They call me stuff like Tyke, Lil Coon, you know, Geek. They call me shit like that. Hey, Tyke. Say, "Look at these nice shoes I got you." I say, "Oh shit, thank you." It then occurred to me that they done went downtown. The 2 to 3 of them done went downtown and whooped up the whole ass of the gang. Whooped they ass, took them shoes, and brought the shoes back to me. They say, "You won't have to worry about them fucking with you no more." And that was the only word they said. My dumb ass, I didn't think about it. Oh shit. Uncle Buddy done bought me some shoes. I'm cool. Yeah. I can wear these bitches, the all white feet. I'm wearing these bitches tomorrow, baby, at the high school. Man, a couple years later, I found out that they literally went down there and the old war vets, whooped the ass of like 15 young kid gangbangers. These kids was like literally 5 years older than me. So if I'm 12, they had to be like 17, 18. And they whooped their ass. They beat their ass out on railroad tracks, y'all. But they saw a need to get in there and do what they had to do. They could have went to jail. They could have did anything. But they saw a need to correct the situation, because they know, and Uncle Buddy said this, you got to go hang out that video arcade all day long. You got your little girlfriends down there. You got your friends. And he said, if we didn't do something about this right here, they would have bullied you forever. So you see where I'm coming from with this. And that was a personal story from my past, y'all. But that's the type of ancestor we're praying for. They did the shit that we couldn't do. that we didn't have the foresight to do because they seen the bigger picture better than we could ever see it. Even sometimes to their own detriment. Even sometimes just going off the deep end. They was there. And that's why I say that shit turns back on us. Because how many of us doing that for our loved ones? It ain't got to be violence. How many of us see somebody done fucked up their money at the club, gambling, whatever, knowing their lights gonna get turned off and knowing that their kids gonna suffer, whatever, you'll go down there and you'll call and pay the light bill for them on the house. You'll give them a little extra cash to pay the rent, but make sure you walk them down there to the landlord and make sure they pay it. You'll sit up there and you'll go take your money out your pocket and you'll go buy them food for their house, or you'll clean out your pantry to give to them to make sure they can eat if they done did something wrong, or they haven't got it in their head that this is a big thing. Y'all following me so far? I want you guys to get this. I'd rather have a whole ancestor than a piece of a God any day. I was foolish, people. I was tricked. I was betrayed by the powers that be, and had me thinking that my salvation resided in the heavens, that I could get my ass kicked, fucked up, beat up down here on this 3D ass planet, and that I get all the rewards when I go away. That is the biggest fucking joke. I want my ice cream, cake, whatever now. And the way we are going to get it, if we start honoring these ancestors and we start understanding what they went through, and we start thundering back that energy to them so they can assist us now. That's where I'm at. And this is how we need to pray to our ancestor. Again, my biggest pet peeve is only thing the ancestors good for is bringing us money and holding machetes to motherfuckers' necks. They more than that, because we more than violence and money. We love, we compassion, we caring, we understanding, we're counselors, we're nurturers, we're fulfillers. That you ain't never heard nobody say you was a fulfiller, right? That's everything our ancestors were. They fulfilled the need. They fulfilled a prophecy. They fulfilled a destiny. When we expire, transcend, we're going to be fulfillers. We're going to fulfill the next generation. I hope this Southern metaphysical science ain't going over nobody's head. It's just metaphysics. Biological, genealogical metaphysics. Did I mention to y'all about time travel? How time travel really works? I'm gonna do a show on it. Y'all will see. Y'all will see why this is so important. So how y'all feeling about this topic this morning? Are y'all understanding? How many people have people in their family that you know of that does this type of thing? How many of you guys do it? Everybody here, it's 101 people here. I should see 101. Yay, me, baby, yay. That's what I do. Because you may not do it on a big scale as everybody else do it, but there's somebody you just give it all for. You just do it all for, without hesitation, without thinking, because you know you want to make it right for them. You know that they're better than what they're going through. They're better than their circumstances. You could go to church every Sunday, Saturday, and hear a preacher talk, and he'll tell you to believe in a mythical man in the sky that's going to do it all for you, because that mythical man is so selfless. But if that mythical man is so selfless, why the fuck are you sitting up here praying, hoping and wishing that it comes to you? When you have a flesh and blood human being right here on the planet next to you that can sit up there and say, you need some help? Let me help your ass up out this ditch. Let me pull your ass from the brink of insanity. You plan to commit suicide? Let me talk to you a little bit. Let me give you something to live for. What, you scared you done got a girl pregnant? You scared some boy done gave you something? Let's talk about it. Let's go get help. Let's go down there to the hospital, to the clinic. True solutions versus sitting around praying and hoping and wishing. We got to get out of that shit. And we got to thunder back. You praying to a mythical God or you praying to a memory? Ooh, did I just say something now? Which one is real? The memory that was created by you, or the idea of something to come? Fantasy? Reality. We're reality-based communicating right now. We're communicating on the reality. We know our grandmama had a mama who had a mama who had a mama who had a mama. We know our granddaddy had a daddy who had a daddy who had a daddy who had a daddy. That's reality. We don't know if Jesus is coming back. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he probably didn't came back. And we the leftover fuck niggas. We don't know if somebody gonna come down here and crush all our enemies. Shit, from when I look at on the news and shit, they still crushing us. People on our job still fucking with us. We done prayed and did spell work to calm people down and shit, and the shit is still happening. But I guarantee you go to that pot, you throw an ancestor a bone, and this magic talk, Southern magic talk, you go to that pot, you throw an ancestor a bone and watch that motherfucker wrangle him up. How they say, man like meat, dog like bone, dog backwards is God. Generator, operator, and destroyer. Man, I'm teaching too much now. This got to be done for the lessons. Y'all don't know what God stands for. Generator, operator, and destroyer. And you know what? To have my ancestor as one of my gods, ooh, that I know Auntie Mary can do. The shit I know my Auntie Mary can do. Bitch, I wouldn't put nobody up against Auntie Shorty Cool. Auntie Shorty Cool. That little 5'2" red Hellcat of a woman would bust your ass up. You be lucky if you came down with 2 eyes after she got done with your ass. Hey, now I'd rather have that bitch come up here, have her energy, fight my battle in any form of spell or whatever, versus, oh God, help me out this time. I know I haven't been a great person, but God damn it, I just know that you got my salvation. I will suffer through this shit until by the time that intervention happened, your ass done lost your job, lost your husband, lost your kids, lost your car, lost your whatever. And now you're sitting up there gonna go back to the same God. I know I lost, but it was in your will that I lose it. What motherfucking God gonna say, yeah, nigga, be poor, be out, be destitute. It was in your will that I lost it, but can I pray to get it back? And then you're gonna do the same old prayers. And then if you don't get it back for 10 years, it was in the cards and the fate that I did it. Then when you do get it back, oh, thank you, God. This nigga made you suffer for 15 fucking years. When you could have went up there and got that ancestor going, and you could have said what the fuck you said, and you could have praised that ancestor, gave that ancestor some energy, and told that ancestor, because it's a whole being right beside you, and you say, hey, go over there and tell that man, hunt his dreams, and tell him to give me the goddamn job. Put me at every picnic, every dinner table. Oh my God, I'm teaching you some shit here, y'all. Put me at every picnic, every dinner table, every time he drinks. If the manager of the company, him or her in there fucking their wife, put me in the corner watching, holding the video camera, so they'll see my face everywhere. And when I walk in that office, they know me, they understand me, and they trust me, and they give me what I want. Same thing for business deals. Same thing if you're trying to get a mate. Same thing. Do you see how we gonna be able to use these ancestors at the end of this? Because you will have a whole ancestor that embodies every single goddamn desire, wish, want, fear, destruction that you may have. And they know how to break down the walls, and they know how to maneuver, and they know how to do the shit better than you can ever do on your own mindset. Come on, people. I'm telling you this now. I'm getting a little excited. These is where I just sit around and try to keep it calm because I play a little calming music and what they doing to us people, black, white, Chinese, Jamaican, Haitian, don't matter, yellow, purple, green, blue. What the powers that be are doing to us right now, I don't think we need God intervention. I think we need the power of ourselves. We need to do our own thing. And the way we're gonna do our own thing and be empowered, I think we need to be chock full of ancestor aurora so that we can do it. And they need to open them doors. They need to move them mountains. They need to bust down the motherfucking barriers. They need to get in places where I can't get into and fix it, man. So we're honoring those ancestors who did what it took to get you there, to get the person who they was watching over when they lived there, to get people where they need to be. We don't know they doing it. We didn't even understand that they could do it. We didn't even know how they was doing it, and we don't know how those miracles happen. A lot of people sit up there and say, oh, my light bill was due, and miraculously that bitch got paid. God dropped that money on them computer chips, manipulated the banking system, and gave us and paid my rent that I chose not to pay for 3 fucking months. And it was paid. All while your ancestors sitting over there saying, no, that was me pimping. I went down there and I saw that you're ever gonna get put out on the street, and I did a little bit for you, but I ain't gonna take care of you. And we'll give it to anybody else, any other deity besides ourselves. We prayed hard enough. We prayed long enough. Somebody heard our prayer, and we always say somebody heard our prayer, and then that somebody end up translating over time to Jesus heard our prayer, Allah heard our prayer, Buddha heard our prayer. No, your ancestor heard that prayer because that motherfucker was attached to a feeling of fear, doubt, depression, loneliness, lost. Generation and offspring not being able to procreate and make more of themselves. So they heard that prayer and they say, hey, we got to carry on, baby. Let's do this. So they go in the back room, they wake up tech ass and tech. Go fuck with them computer systems. Go touch somebody hard out there, grandma. Go do something to make sure this person bills get paid. Go do something to make sure this person got food. Come on now. People from whole other cities. You don't know what their circumstance is, what their situation, whole nother state, whole nother countries. You don't know what their circumstance, situation are. But you call them and you say, I need this. They may say, no, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I ain't got it. Miraculously, the bill end up getting paid. And because that person then shouted to the rooftop that they did it, you give it up to Jesus. People, do you see where I'm going with this? We're praying for those ancestors who did what it took to make you fulfilled, to help the people of their time, to make sure everything was all right. Whether you knew it or not, that was their job. That was their mission. They didn't get paid for it. Hell, nobody even gave them a thank you because nobody knew they did it. They just did it. Whooping a gangbanger's ass. I didn't know he was going down there to do that. But I know when I paid my sister rent for it at one time, she didn't know. I literally called her rent company and did that. She still probably don't know, but that stayed off an eviction for 30 some days. I didn't tell her. She think it was Jesus. So mote it be. But you see, that's why I say you look at this ancestor turns into you. Now I'm finna turn this thing on you guys. I'm finna give you guys credit, joy, and praise while you're here, because flowers need to be given so you can smell them bitches and put them in a vase if you need to. How many times you done went over to your grandbaby's house, wasn't no food on the stove, and y'all filled they pot up? How many times you done seen the neighbor kid come to your house undressed, uncouth, unclean, bad manners, posture, all that shit, and you give them some advice and you feed them and you dress them? How many times you done seen the little girl on the street, young, fresh out the house, hoeing, selling pussy, giving pussy, not even understanding the meaning of her own goddamn body, don't even know how to keep it clean? And y'all grown women done set up the baby, let me pull you aside. This shit ain't where it's at. If you got an itch or tickle or bend right here, how about you go get that fixed? And if you gonna do this, that person, now you shouldn't be giving it up like that. You should make the motherfuckers earn it. How many of y'all done did that? That's the same goddamn scenario, because this ancestor we're talking about, this is the one that relates to you right now in the current, as your hope, desires transcend towards other people, other family members. Let me tear jerk you right quick. How many of y'all that had to call state? Oh, Baron, you telling on me. How many of y'all done had to call Child Protective Services on one of your goddamn kinfolk because you know they was abusing that baby? How many of y'all done had to do it? Be real. Did you do it because you were angry? Or did you do it because you saw what that kid needed to be the better version of themselves? Did you see the struggle point in that child and you made the ultimate sacrifice to sit up there and put them people in their business to get that child to a better situation because that family member couldn't do it? Imagine back in the day. Now let's draw this shit back a little bit more now. Y'all working with me? Y'all hear me? I ain't boring you. Imagine those people who saw that they could, that people in the family couldn't take care of the baby properly, and they took the baby and raised the baby themselves. How many of y'all got niece sons and nephew sons and nephew and nieces daughters? You done had the baby so long, the kid so long, they don't know if it's your kid or nothing. The only thing they know is that you provide and take care for that kid because you seen the bigger goddamn picture. No mythical man in the sky didn't do that. That was you. People did that in the past. Oh, Carmel can't take care of that baby. Drop that baby off over here. You going out there and do your shit. And when you get your shit together, you come back and get this baby, because I ain't finna let this baby go by the wayside for you. Put themselves in a fucked up position. Nah, let me get into the esoteric teaching of that thing now. Ain't nothing new under the sun. It's just how it's presented to us that makes it seem new, innovative, or just boring. And I'm far from that. I'm the most interesting man on the planet. So get this. You know, you got the story of Yemoyah in Oshun. And I should be teaching this, but I'm going to give it to you. In every woman's life, she's going to go through her Oshun state before she get to the Yemoyah state. During that time, she's not going to want to deal with them kids. She's not going to be able to mentally handle it. She's going to chase the bad boy. She's going to do whatever it takes to make herself and fulfill herself. It's going to take a mother figure like the great Yemoyah to step in and take that baby while Oshun learned that lesson. Translation. Somebody stepped in and cared for your fucking kids. Somebody stepped in and cared for you when your parent went up to par. That's the same thing. The ancestor that did the shit, unbeknownst to everybody else, nobody knew. You don't think that ancestor deserves some praise and thanks? The unsung goddamn hero of the ancestor slot. They made it happen. They did what they had to do. They took the time. They sacrificed. They did it all. And they didn't ask you for 1 cent. They didn't ask you for shit. They allowed you to grow. And then when you grow, they don't even say, hey, I did this for you. They don't even ask for a return, because that was their job, to make sure shit went right. And that's the ancestors we praying for today, baby. Y'all stuck through my old Southern Negro preaching. Southern Baptist Negro preacher Baron. I love it. Y'all sunk through it. I don't know if this a pregnancy spell, Desha Black Lumbee. That's a cool name. I don't know if this a pregnancy spell. I'm just telling you how things work. 23 raising a nephew who's 12. Come on, didn't I tell you at the end of the day this shit gonna thunder back on you? You gonna see yourself and this ancestor. I told you, man. I'm teaching you real life facts. I ain't in imagination land. This is the real deal. Queen Beijing, talk, speak it, call them out. We got to give them more thanks in what we doing. We got to give them more thanks. Our ancestry it goes further than just grandma and grandpa, or great grandma and great grandpa, the ones you met. It goes far. Because who taught them? Who gave them the understanding, the knowledge, the wisdom to do this? Pass the collection plate, Deacon Nuts. I love it. Everybody. I love it. I love it, man. Y'all getting it. Y'all getting it. I feel it in my heart that we getting it. I get it. And when we get it, people, when we get it, and we ain't gonna have to go sit in no goddamn church, no synagogue, no mosque, no nothing, and we can make shit happen in our lives and in the lives of those around us that we love. Oh my God. What a glorious day that'll be. Look at that. Sassy Senior said they took in foster kids. There we go. Now y'all getting it. Y'all getting it. Because they selflessly do things. Those ancestors we praying for selflessly do things for the greater good, unbeknownst to the people. Those foster kids' parents don't know nothing about that lady, but she doing what she doing because she see a greater good. Listen, like you say, I celebrate mine every day. I just walk around calling out name. Oh, I say ancestor who wore the flyest shoes in the family. I want to thank you for giving me this disability. Ancestor who was the flyest dressed. I want to thank you for putting it down on me. You know what I'm saying? To keep me a fly brother with nice hats and keep me color coordinated. You know, for the ancestor who just understood hygiene and how to mix fragrance and smells together, from harsh smells in the wintertime to soft smells in the summertime, so you don't walk around like a bag of perfume. Come on now. I give praise to the ancestor who made tea, the ancestor who made coffee, ancestor who was a barista, the ancestor who knew how to fix a car, the ancestor who just knew how to pimp them hoes and run them niggas, how my grandma used to say. I give praise to every last single aspect of an ancestor, because I never know which one I may need. You get it? This tea horrible. I should have called upon his ass to make this tea. I'm trying that bitter shit again, y'all. And them bitters is, no matter how much honey you put on that motherfucker, that boy, that it just don't get right with the tongue. All right, everybody. I done been running my head for 50 minutes. I know y'all got to get to work and things. Let me go ahead and get on with this prayer. ah, ah. All right, everybody. Y'all ready? I'm not tired. That's just spirit. Oh, heavenly source, strength, creator of all, master of the universe, God to say, I ask that you allow me an audience with my Baron, that I may be able to communicate with him and he may be able to communicate with my ancestors in a safe and harmonious fashion, doing no harm to myself or anybody within earshot. Thank you. Oh, Baron, my friend, my God, my protector, my comforter. I want to say I love you, I thank you, and I cherish you for the energy you allow me to use every single day, for you keeping me safe and fixing my troubles when there are. I want to thank you for thundering back, getting the information needed, bringing it back and applying it to my life. I thank you so much. I love you, brother. We friends. Grant me an audience with my ancestors so that they may understand me and I may understand them. Put up your shield and allow them to take a little bit of my energy, just a little bit, to help them out through their situation, their eternal damnation fight, if it should be one that needs it, just a portion. So more to be, so more to be, so more to be. Ancestors, I would like to thank you. And I'm talking to the ancestor that was so selfishly did what it took to make everything go right, that understood the assignment, how they say in pop music now. The ancestor who just understood that things had to be this way, that saw the bigger picture, the ones that the ancestor that just knew what it took to get to the next level, for you to level up, for their offspring, their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, their nephews, their nieces to level up, to grow up safe, happy, and secure. I want to thank you for intervening when we knew we was wrong. You intervened and you took care of our situation, whether it was monetary, whether it was sustenance and nutrition, whether it was just an all-out ass kicking you gave to us or those around us. I want to thank you for putting yourself in harm's way. I want to thank you for putting yourself in a detrimental situation, whether you have it to give or didn't have it to give. I want to thank you for allowing spirit to lead you and touch your heart, let you know what it is, what it took, and saw more than we could ever see for ourselves. I want to thank you and say you deserve so much more. You was selfless, unsung. We done forgot what you did. Hell, we forget what people do in our everyday life. Knowing y'all did it in the past for our ancestors and for us to this day. And we forget you. And I'm just letting you know, in my heart, you are not forgotten. In the hearts of everybody in earshot of my voice, you are not forgotten. You are here, you are praised, you are loved, you are respected, and your fire and zest for life is rekindled through us, for us, by us, to you. I want to thank you so very much for stepping in and being the gatekeeper, being the bridge, being the barrier, being the bullet, being the switch, the belt. You got me? You understand where I'm going with this, ancestor? You're loved. Come back and continue to help us. We understand. We learning. We was blinded. We was lost at one point. Continue doing what you're doing. Download to us what you want on the altar, whether it's an acorn or cake or whatever you want, or some ganja. Download what you want, what we can cherish you with and bless you with. That's all. We appreciate you. Most of us don't know who to give our flowers to while they live, but in your past and in your deceasedness and in your transition, we gonna do what we can to give you this praise. Again, I thank you, I love you, I cherish you, I praise you, I understand you and I understand your plight because your plight is my plight. Your plight is all of our plight. Your hope and dreams and desire, we're going to carry on to the next generation. And we're going to take precautions to make sure that the next generation survives. We ain't going to sit up there and let it fall by the wayside. I would like to say thank you. I love you again. Some more to be, some more to be, some more to be. Everybody, this is good. This is good. Going to get some Hennessy. All right, everybody, y'all seem to get this, and I'm loving it. I'm happy y'all seem to get this. This is beautiful. When I started this thing, I didn't know that people were gonna receive it and I thought it was gonna be met with a lot of negativity because I was seeing a lot of teachings about ancestors, and it was all about the damn ancestors starting back 400 years ago. The ancestors starting back as slaves. This is when our ancestral lineage happened. What about when we were kings and queens in Africa? What about when we was running around with spears and shit, chasing down antelopes and shit, wrestling them down, making full course meals out of a zebra ass? You know, we understood medicine. And the only damn thing I'm seeing is our ancestry starting when we were slaves and the black and white photos and shit. That's not true. That's not what we are. That's not who the sum of us. That's where our memory go because that's what they showing us on the dumb box, the television. But we take it further. We take it intergalactic. We taking it all the way back to the dawn of time. Y'all see where it's going. And this is where it's going to go from here on out. So moving forward, we're going to be talking about the aspects of those ancestors who did certain things. That's right. The actions of them. We done talked about their emotions in the situation their emotions got them in. Next chapter, we're going to talk about the ones that do. What they did, why they did it, how they did it. How could they have done it better, or if they did it in the best judgment of themselves and their family. Come on now, we finna get this right. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather have a whole ancestor than a piece of a God any day. That's a message, good people. So, I am gonna say thank you guys again. I'm going to the post office right now to drop off your package. Thank you guys to the ones who purchased those red pouches. Wow, they are going quick. Oh my God. I mentioned them last weekend, I think 2 weeks ago, and then I had my little bout, and I lift up the thing. I got like 7 pounds. What the hell going on here? And I thank you guys. The blue pouches, they're almost running out, but I make some more January, February, March. Around by March and April, springtime, I'll make a limited amount again, and that's all I make for the year. So I thank you guys for patronizing me. You can still get the materials, the shirts, and everything on the website. Just go to the website, spell work, bookings, everything there for you guys to see. Also, every other Tuesday for my Patreons, 8:30. Excuse me. I just got through praying that spirit. Every other Tuesday on Patreon, I give out the one free question tarot card question. I get everybody that's a Patreon that comes there, no matter the time. Evidently took us 3.5 hours last time to get through everybody. I allow you to ask one question and tell you what spirit got to say. I mean, some messages are heavy, some messages are light. Yeah, spirit even give you stuff to fix yourself with in there. Every second Saturday of the month, I do that for Patreons. I do teaching, spell work, giving you guys the proper way to do this, and some spells to just help you through your daily life. The last one I put up there was the ultimate reversal spell. Please go and check it out. If you're trying to get something off of you or off somebody, please, that spell is it, baby. That is it. You can't go wrong with that one. That thing will send anything back to glory. You got me? Also, please be on the lookout for the teachings. My teachings, they're going to be very hardcore, hard-hitting, unapologetic, and it is what it is. You guys got to know it. And it's gonna be so great that you guys are gonna be one to share this shit. You gotta like, listen, my auntie, cousin, third uncle Leroy Jr. 7 to 7 gotta hear this shit, cause this is what the fuck he been looking for. And I'm putting it out there. I'm gonna let y'all guys know how to access the spirit world, the proper way to conjure a spell, to do all this shit right here. We finna just put it out there. I told you at the end of the day, you ain't gonna need nobody but yourself and your ancestors to protect you. When the Baron become obsolete in your life, and when the spiritual people become obsolete in your life, and you can do this shit like we used to do back in the old days, it's to do the, and well, you still may have to go to a true spiritually to get the heavy lifting done. But yeah, y'all gonna be 100. And when y'all 100, I'm gonna be 100 too. All right. Oh yeah. Please, by the way, go and check out Black Witches Yaya's channel. She is coming up with some great stories. Again, I think Black Witch is on track to be one of the greatest storytellers on YouTube. She has it in her. She has a glow and a gift, and she is doing her thing. So please go check her out. She puts a lot of time and effort into that thing. So go check her out, everybody. Also, I'm going to ask you guys to do this for me. Everybody that's one of the tribes, I want you guys to email me at the link of what it is that you do as far as in the spiritual community. If you offer tarot services, if you offer Reiki, if you offer this and that, please email and hashtag the title up top something. I mean, put it in the subject box. My spiritual gift is just it, and then I'll know, because I get a couple things. And what I want to do is I want to shout out those of us in the tribe, and this is promoting. People say, "Oh, you should charge for that." XYZ charge $10,000 or $1,000, $50 to shout somebody. No, I want to shout it out in every reading. At the end of my readings, I want to shout out somebody from the tribe who do what they do. Because again, that's helping us, each one of us, in our purpose to achieve. And I love your ancestors just like your ancestors love me. And I want your ancestors to assist me where my ancestors probably had no knowledge of, and your ancestors may have it. You got me? My ancestors may know how to whoop ass, your ancestors may know medicine. And if they communicate, if I'm helping their generation and vice versa, and y'all sharing the Baron and I'm sharing y'all, man, we finna bring a whole goddamn spiritual community together. And hell, we could go up there and take over that goddamn spaceship that they say hovering above the sky. I want to take that bitch over. I want to drive a spaceship, Captain Kirk, on your ass, right? Huh? Shit, y'all hear me? So listen, y'all email me what you do, little snippet, and I promise, starting for all the readers in February, so you won't get to see it till March, I'll be doing shout outs to everybody on there, what you do, your channel, everything. I'll read straight from the note so people will see at the exit of those videos. So everybody, whoever watched that video, can call you out. That's the best form of sharing, okay? All right, everybody, I'm finna get out of this thing. I got some work to do. All right, everybody, I'm the Baron, telling you guys to trust you in the universe, because at the end of the day, that's all you got. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all. Thank you all. Soul Tribe, I love you all, and I love your ancestors. Y'all be safe.